My mouth is watering from thinking about it.
Technicolor.
Technicolor.
You need sunglasses.
And it's a very lovely community.
There you go.
The red burgundy list is scrumptious.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by Total Wine & More, offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More, now with 9 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com.
Redwood Credit Union offers personal and business banking, mobile access, and nationwide ATMs. It's banking for people who call this home and the future we're building together. Redwood Credit Union.
It's the national recognition for healthcare equality. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. We have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. This week, emergency room pediatrician Ellen Henderson has a busy schedule at Children's Hospital in Oakland. This requires that she carefully triage her dining choices, which includes her go-to restaurant in Albany. And psychotherapist Geedy Piper interprets dreams of delicious Mexican cuisine at her pick in West Portal. But first, Art Culinaire magazine co-publisher Lars Risdahl's Eatery is an intimate spot in San Anselmo. With a market-driven menu created by a world-class chef, it's well worth a visit. Named for the frenzied atmosphere of a professional kitchen, this is Madcap.
There you go.
It's casual yet elegant. It's comfortable. I like the craziness. I like the camaraderie. Something different, but still accessible. I'm Ron Siegel, and this is Madcap Restaurant. You know, different than the Massas and the Ritz-Carlton Dining Room, where the people that we know don't really go to those restaurants. It was a name that kind of stuck to me. If you look it up in the dictionary, it means kind of eccentric, a little crazy, a little bit off the cuff, and it just seems like, to me, after all these years being in this business, that describes this business to a T. My wife runs the front, and then our kids sometimes come in. It's not like having an employee, it's like having your daughter in the kitchen.
Angel, 4 more.
It's a small kitchen.
Sauce.
It's a limited space, so it's a limited menu. We go to the farmer's market every Thursday. It's kind of inspiring. It helps create a menu. You know, we just grab what they have and then use that. We want to try to be as consistent as we can, so we try to keep the menu as focused and concise as possible. There's a lot of moving parts. Times have changed. We're very lucky to get the team we have. We feel very happy with.
So Lars, you cover so many restaurants in your magazine. Does Madcap reach the pinnacle? We know they just got a Michelin star.
Yeah, without question, Madcap will compare to any restaurant from helmed by a great chef anywhere in the world.
Ron Siegel.
Ron
Chef Ron
Siegel, yes. And he measures up as a chef compared to anyone in the world. He originally was the first chef de cuisine at French Laundry when it opened.
And he had Moss under his belt. Iron Chef, the first American Iron Chef.
Iron Chef.
I mean, what a pedigree and what a roster.
Absolutely.
of
and this
spots.
is the first restaurant that they have owned themselves.
Meaning he and his wife and
yes,
even family.
When we went the one night, his daughters were helping cook in the kitchen, and then another night when we went, they were out on the floor as a back. One was a back waiter, one was a front waiter.
And it is intimate. It's a small restaurant. We're not talking about and beautifully done.
The art on the walls, the flowers, just gorgeous.
What did you start out with, Ellen?
We had the bread to start for the table, 2 orders, because it was so spectacular.
Right.
And then I had the squash soup, and we shared everything. And my world-class traveler friend that was with us said he'd never had better soup in his life.
Wow.
It was
High
wonderful.
Praise. And what did you start out with, Dee?
They had this buttery toast that came out, and they brought it out also with the cheese board.
Right.
So the toast was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I would have preferred a little bit more of
Right.
the cheese, but otherwise, that toast, I can just eat it by itself.
And what do you
We
start out with?
started off, there's a Mount Lassen trout dish, and it is lightly roasted and finished with a dashi, a miso seaweed. It gives us this smokiness. It's tender, delightful. And
I love the miso in there. They had a miso clam shot. It was warm and creamy and delicious.
Right.
That was my
That's a
favorite.
trademark opener.
It's like a big warm hug on a winter night.
Yeah.
I love that soup. It was delicious.
And it's very, again, very driven by the seasons, the menu. And Ellen, what did you move to after the
I
bread?
had the duck, and they had crusted it. So the skin was perfect, the crust was perfect, and the meat was perfectly medium rare. And it was on a sun-choked puree, just spectacular.
You can also get pastas there, too.
Oh yeah, I had
Right?
the rabbit tortellini.
You had the rabbit tortellini.
And that was really delicious. It was so good. I normally don't eat rabbit, so it was very different for me to try it.
It's just like chicken.
And it was just, yeah.
What I had was a pork shoulder that had been roasted, taken apart, and then reassembled and then seared. It was served in 4 or 3 rectangles with a crunch to them from being seared, but then it broke down like, you know, a pulled pork sandwich would break down. And the harmony that was created by a braised cabbage and a stewed apple and huckleberries provided this great salty, sweet, and crunch and smoothness. It was absolutely heaven. It was just terrific.
Right.
Very good. We also, there was a sort of surf and turf take. It was black cod with a bone out short rib. And it was this black and white thing, and the short rib had been roasted and set with a shiny crust to it, like the crust on barbecue.
I like the big eye tuna, by the way.
You had the big eye tuna?
I did. I mean, it came with a little bit of yuzu gel on the side and a little bit of lime gel. I would have liked for them to have a little bit more gel with it.
Yeah,
You like
there's-
sauces.
I do. I love sauces. Yes.
Well, speaking of sauce, let's talk about the wine list. Because it's a beautiful wine list.
They like to focus on food-friendly, burgundy-leaning wines.
I was going to say that the red burgundy list is scrumptious.
And the pricing is extremely fair.
It really
It's
is.
fantastic.
Now, what about desserts?
Oh my
yes.
gosh. May I?
Yes, please go.
Okay. I had this dessert called, it was a posset with a satsuma sorbet. Hands down, one of the best desserts. It's like this custard. It's creamy, just the perfect amount of sweetness, and then this creamy sorbet on top. A little bit of citrus, not overpowering with the flavor. And just both of those together, you put that in your mouth. My mouth is watering from thinking about it. Just thinking about it. But it was absolutely delicious. It was hands down the star of the show in that restaurant.
So Chio Honda is the pastry chef, and she's been working with Ron for years and years. She divides her time between the Thomas Keller Chocolate Factory in Napa and doing the desserts at Madcap.
Right. Dessert for you, Ellen?
We had the pot de creme, which was lovely with a crunch on it.
The pot de creme I have every time because it reminds me of growing up. It's such a simple dessert, and no one can get their fork near it when it's put in front of me. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
All right, Lars, your spot. Give us a quick summary.
Perfectly plucked produce paired with prime proteins, plated professionally and presented with care. Dash off to Madcap.
All right, and Ellen.
A destination restaurant, they'll never disappoint you.
All right, and Gidi.
Artfully presented food. Definitely go in if you're in the neighborhood for some delicious dessert.
All right, if you would like to try Madcap, it's located on Sir Francis Drake Boulevard in San Anselmo. The telephone number is 415-453-9898. It's open for dinner Thursday through Monday. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $55. Our next pick is so colorful and vibrant, you almost need sunglasses when you walk in the door. For authentic Mexican fare and a festive feel, you may want to experience Guidi's restaurant, El Toreador.
When my husband and I bought the restaurant, I was pregnant with him, and that was 39 years ago. My name is Esperanza. I was born in Colombia, and I own El Toreador restaurant.
My father was a graphic designer, so when he got this restaurant, he let this become like his palette, and he really did it. We're all about kitschy, funny, funky. We like different. Why is there a monkey on a string? Why is there a fish in a box? Why not? This restaurant's been original since the 50s, and it's very family-oriented and it's kid-friendly.
A lot of people that have been coming here, they've been coming here when they were young themselves, when they were kids. Now they're parents and they're bringing their own kids. And so we have as many as 3 generations coming here to this restaurant.
We'll even get some of their teenage kids will come in with dates, and it's always funny to tell their parents later on that they came in on a date.
Yes. We are proud to serve the community, and we would love for everyone to come to our restaurant and enjoy our food that we do with great love and patience.
Guidi, this place is kind of a Mexican cuisine institution since 1957, right? I mean, that's a rarity in San Francisco. Now, how did you discover it?
So back when I was in grad school, I used to live in the neighborhood, and my husband and I, well, then we were engaged, and we would just look for cute little places to go and have our date night. And so we stumbled upon this restaurant. It was really cute because it was, one, you know, I'm in grad school, so it's affordable, so that was really wonderful. And 2, they give you large portions of food, which goes a long way. So not only do you get to eat there, but you get to take the rest with you for another meal. And now we take our kids with us too, which is really nostalgic and fun because we get to share with them something that we discovered together before we had them.
And it is a kid-friendly spot.
And they're super accommodating to families there.
Well, what happens first when you walk in the door? You get those chips and salsa.
So first of all, the salsa comes out in a carafe.
It's kind of half hot sauce, half salsa.
It's creamy.
It's
and
been
smooth.
pureed, and it is very good for dipping.
You can just pour it
Douse
on there
it.
and smother your food
Sauce.
with the salsa.
She has
She loves
sauce.
sauce.
It's the most delicious.
Theme, a sauce theme with Guidi.
Right? Did you notice that? I love it.
Well, they were very good about bringing chips and salsa and ice water. We were seated immediately. They brought it immediately. But we'd gone through 4 bowls of chips and a refill of water before anyone even came and asked us for drink orders. So it was a little bit disappointing on that level.
In terms of, was it busy?
No.
Oh, it wasn't.
Which is interesting because we actually just recently revisited. And when you first walk in, the owner's son, Aaron, you know, greeted us at the door. And then we were seated right away. One of the waiters came over and immediately, you know, asked what we needed and brought out our drinks. And actually, Aaron did stop by and ask how everything was. So it depends. I think maybe you
Hit or
went on
miss,
an
maybe.
off night.
What's a go-to dish for you?
So their signature dish there is the enchiladas de mole. So they make their mole from scratch, which is delicious. And they have a couple different types. They have the mole poblano, and then they have the mole cacahuate is what they call it. And it's really delicious. So when you get the enchiladas, there's 2 of them on the plate. So you can, you know, mix and match. You can get different flavors of the meat, even the different sauces on the plate. And the rice is just fluffy. It comes with the beans.
What did you have, Ellen?
The hors d'oeuvre we had was shredded chicken on crisp tortilla chips. And that was the highlight of my meal. It was very good. And of all the entrees we got, the spinach enchilada was by far the best. And we all agreed it was very good. The tortilla it was wrapped in was very, very good. And there was a crema sauce.
Yes.
Hello, sauce. Hello. That was, it was very, very tasty. And the disappointment for all of us with our dishes is the crema and guacamole and salsa were literally 2 tablespoons.
Not enough. Not enough. You could have asked for more. Lars, you're uncharacteristically quiet.
I'm a little conflicted. I ordered a crisp taco and a relleno, and we ordered camarones verdes, shrimp in a green sauce. The plates came out, and the shrimp were in a boat with the float bobbing in a green sauce that was so painfully salty.
Okay.
But the Relleno was good.
Right.
The cheese was nice and gooey, stretchy, like on a
Right.
pizza, you know.
Right.
And there wasn't a lot of pepper flavor to it. The
It's a
egg
very
flavor
mild.
didn't carry
right,
through. Yeah, the taco was a crispy taco. The beef was fine. They executed a taco well.
Right.
The beans had great flavor to them.
And what did you wash it down with? Because they have an extensive beer list.
The people that came with me loved the sangria, and they really enjoyed it and had multiple servings, so that was great. I had a margarita that I thought was a small portion, watered down, and not memorable at all.
Did they order wrong?
Oh, I
Did they
think
order
so.
wrong?
I think. So I
Yeah.
would go back and get the mango frozen margarita, which is amazingly delicious. It'll take you right back to the beaches of Cabo or Puerto Vallarta. It's the most delicious thing you can have.
Do you usually get
Well,
dessert?
they have the flan, which is a creamy custard, just really delicious, not too sweet, just the right amount of caramel drizzled on top. And then they have this other dessert called sopapillas. Little fried flour tortilla chips, dusted with cinnamon, topped with light, airy whipped cream, and then the cherry on top, literally a cherry on top, with little slices of kiwi. Oh, my family
You
loves
are a
that.
dessert girl.
Dessert and sauce, I mean, come on. What more could you want in life?
All right, well, this is your restaurant. Give us a quick summary.
Absolutely. If you want a fun, whimsical atmosphere and vibrant, you want to take the kids, and you want something that is, won't break the bank for you, authentic, delicious Mexican meal, definitely go to El Toreador.
All right, Ellen.
If I were in the neighborhood and had young children with me, it would be a definite stop because children eat quesadillas and chips anyway, so it would be perfect.
All right, and Lars?
Terrific spot to take kids and play I Spy with my two eyes.
Absolutely.
Paper mache parrots.
If you would like to try El Toreador, it's located on West Portal Avenue in San Francisco. The telephone number is 415-566-8104. It's open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations are accepted for parties of 6 or more, and the average meal per person without drinks is around $20. Post your favorite food shots on Instagram and have a chance to see your pics on the show. Ellen's Pick is an East Bay eatery named for the chef's grandmother and mother. A neighborhood favorite that draws diners from all over the Bay Area. It's Juanita and Maude.
That's 4 Brussels sprouts all day, 1 no manicotti. Hello. Juanita and Maude is in honor of my grandmother and my mom. It really just honors who they are. My grandmother, all the spirit of traveling and being interested in other cultures. My mother, her good nature, her kindness.
I'm Ariane Owens,
And I'm Scott Eastman.
and we are the owners of Juanita and Maude. But also, the juxtapositions of the names themselves are Scott's food. There's some associations with French or Latino and some playfulness.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to not let people pin us down to anything. We'll make a borscht, we'll make steam buns, we'll make our own charcuterie,
Chowder,
tamales, chili rellenos,
gnocchi,
chicken paprikash, we'll make gumbo.
oh, and homemade sausage.
Oh yes, the sausages, the meatballs. When people come into our place, I definitely want them to feel a deep sense of comfort and that they can relax and just enjoy themselves.
When we were conceiving of Juanita and Maude, we just really wanted to throw a great dinner party every night, and that's what we do.
All right, Ellen. Albany. Now that we don't often have restaurants in Albany, let's talk a little bit about the place itself.
It's a very working class neighborhood that has very old homes, and it's a very lovely little local community.
And how did you discover Juanita and Maude?
By word of mouth.
Well, they did you a great favor.
Right.
They did. They did. And every time I go, I feel like I've been invited to a friend's house who's a wonderful cook and I don't know what I'm going to eat, but I know I'm going to love it.
Well, and the chef has a really Italian background, but you can get everything to tacos.
There are many cultures
Arancini and orecchiette
and adeptly.
And speaking of those tacos, their tortillas are house-milled corn tortillas, which make it absolutely delicious. And crispy, and that steak is so succulent and just juicy.
Incredibly tender
but
steak.
they're very tender. The steak was very tender.
We had arancini. They were oozy and goozy and wonderful rice balls with
wonderful Sicilian rice balls.
With a fresh snowball of grated cheese on top. They were absolutely wonderful. And we had shumai that were packed with juicy goodies inside.
They always have a nice piece of meat as one of the entrees. And they also either have a house-made sausage, which I particularly like, and we had one that had apples and sauerkraut, and the combination of sweet and sour was just lovely. But I think the thing I like the most is they have 4 categories on their menu, and they're very particular about dietary restriction. You can always find something in at least 3 of the 4 categories that appeals to you.
With the orecchietta, the bolognese was still, the meats had lots of identity to them. They hadn't been all simmered down and desiccated, which was great. But there was this, I can say a sentence that has never been said in my house, and that's the crunchy millet with okra was fabulous. Never heard that in my house.
It doesn't sound so great, but no.
It stole the show. The crunchiness to the millet, the texture of that, the okra would pop up here and there was a yogurt sauce that would lift the whole dish up. It was fantastic.
Actually, I did have the chili relleno there as well.
We did too.
Yes, I did.
Adorable.
Now a benchmark.
so
now we can talk
adorable.
about a benchmark. Right?
Like you said, adorable actually is a really good word
I've never
for
heard
it.
chili relleno
because
adorable.
it's just
It's
a
this
cute,
cute
little
pepper sitting there.
Pepper.
It's not crowded by these shades of gray, you know. It's this beautiful little relleno. The stem is still there. The crema is zigzagged across the top. Was a little touch of bean on one side and a little touch of some salsa on the other.
The chef has those pristine kind of laser-like flavors.
It crunched. The cheese was delicious.
Well, and the wine list that Nicholas puts together is 3 or 4 pages, small, but you can get a $30 bottle of wine. You can get a gorgeous Borgoya.
But
they're great
wanted,
selections.
Yeah, I wanted a really good Sauv Blanc from New Zealand, and he was able to. He opened one for me, and I'm like, oh, this is good. And then he opened another one, which I thought was so sweet and just perfect.
Cocktail list.
Wow.
Oh.
And it changes.
Oh my God, that cocktail list.
The cocktail lists are bound in rice paper, which is this fantastic touch. A wonderful detail is that the drinks are served on handmade, hand-finished cloth cocktail napkins. Terrific point of detail.
I really think that their little 23-year-old pastry chef is a miracle worker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had the best olive oil cake I have ever had in my life at this place. This olive oil cake was it was creamy, it was fluffy all at the same time, and it had this texture that was just melt in your mouth. I loved that cake. I would definitely, I've been dreaming of it. And you know what that really pairs well with, speaking of cocktails, the hot buttered rum. Oh my God, those two pairs excellently, and it was the most delicious cake I've had.
And what about churros?
Okay. The churros come with a chocolate dipping sauce.
Sauce?
Did I hear sauce?
They're about this long, and the people we went with ordered a second order because they couldn't stop eating them. So these were addictive.
They need to have a warning label.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Cannot eat just 5.
All right, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary, Ellen.
I love going here because it doesn't feel pretentious, and yet the food could be conceived as pretentious, and I love it that they don't feel that way, and I don't feel that way when I go there.
All right, and Gidi?
If you want the quality of fine dining and just a warm, casual neighborhood restaurant, I would definitely go to Juanita and Maude.
And Lars?
Best intentions in imagination, skill, execution. Juanita and Maude is a must to go to.
All right. If you would like to try Juanita and Maude, it's located on San Pablo Avenue in Albany. The telephone number is 510-526-2233. It's open for dinner Tuesday through Saturday. Reservations are recommended, and the average dinner tab per person without drinks is around $50. I have to thank my articulate guests on this week's show. Lars Risdal, who brought us to Madcap in the North Bay. Guidi Piper, who took us to experience the welcoming comfort of Southern Mexican cuisine at El Toreador in San Francisco. And Ellen Henderson, who shared her neighborhood favorite featuring California fare and craft cocktails at Juanita and Maude in Albany. We really want to hear about your experiences at any of the restaurants we've been talking about, so keep in touch with us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Or better yet, post your favorite food shots on Instagram and have a chance to see your pics on the show. And don't forget that you can watch any of the shows on our website at kqed.org/checkplease. It's where you'll find the links to the restaurants and where you'll find my notes on the wines and libations we're drinking today. So join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then.
Yay.
Cheers! And cheers to you guys. Fantastic show.
Good job.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by Oakland International Airport. Now with flights all over the world. iFlyOAK.com.
It's the national recognition for healthcare equality. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
Redwood Credit Union offers personal and business banking, mobile access, and nationwide ATMs. It's banking for people who call this home and the future we're building together. Redwood Credit Union.
Cooking is the first kind of love you know. It was starting when I was a child with my grandmother doing fresh pasta, and now I transmit it to all the guests. It's something made specially for them.
Oceana Cruises, proud sponsor of Check Please Bay Area.
Total Wine & More offering more than 8,000 wines, 2,500 beers, and 3,000 spirits. Total Wine & More now with 9 Bay Area locations. TotalWine.com.